This is Kugan Cassius for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. We're at the Essex Fight Academy. Oh, hold on 1 second. Wait there. Hello? Jack? Just with Ohara at the minute, mate. Can I ring you back? Yeah, O'Hara's a bum. You'll never beat him in a million years, yeah, okay. Complete bum. Total bum. Jack, alright, no problem. Alright, I'll let him know, mate. Alright, thank you very much. Top man, thank you. Bar, mate.
Who's that?
It's my mate, Jack.
Jack Catterall?
Yeah, just wanted me to say a couple of things to you, but I'm not gonna. Sorry, bro, you alright? Yeah, I had a couple of things to say to you there.
I want to know what he's got to say.
Well, no, you just heard what I was trying to relay the message, but obviously because this is a new Ohara Davies, you can't say nothing back. So, okay. What are you going to do?
It's cool. We're going to see. October the 6th, we're going to see.
No, but what are you going to do? You can't say anything because we've got a bet on. And
there ain't no talking, Kugan, but on October the 6th, listen, I'm in shape. And for that, like, I'm motivated now to work even harder in the gym. And on October the 6th, I'm going to let my fist do the talking. It's on. It's on!
It's on. Alright, okay. Yeah, I found that press conference a few weeks ago very interesting. Yeah. It's always different with you, and it's not necessarily just about you kind of calling everyone a bum or trash talking, but you kind of had that message to the media specifically. Yeah. And after that, I saw a lot of people kind of had their opinions say, well, the media are only really putting out there what you're showing to them, and it was a bit of a kind of an attack on that. It
wasn't an attack because even though they're only putting out what I'm showing them, they condemned me when I was innocent, and I know it's been over 6 months, but I'm still not over what happened with that whole Hillsborough thing. When what happened, the media were the first people to go online and to write bad things on all these different websites, or in all these different articles. Ohara Davies has been dropped. Ohara Davies did this. I've been disrespecting the families of those that died, and that was all done. And the media played a big role in making me look guilty when I was innocent. And because of that, from when that happened, I was down. I won't lie, I was down. I was at home for a few weeks. I was really down. I was like, I've only been trying to entertain them. I've been trying to give them entertainment, trying to make it a bit more lively. And because of characters like me, British boxing is more lively because of guys like me. Imagine everyone being humble. Boxing will be boring as hell. Imagine everyone being arrogant. It'll be boring as hell. But that's why we need the mixed characters and the mixed personalities to make boxing interesting. So I came into this game and I was like, listen, man, everyone's a bit too humble. I'm gonna talk a bit. I'm gonna make it a bit more exciting because that's what boxing needs: entertainment. Boxing is about entertainment. It's about being entertaining outside the ring as it is being entertaining inside the ring. And so that's what I've done. I played a certain role to make it a bit more entertaining for the fans and for the media, to give them something to write about. Yeah, I was innocent and they tried to condemn me even more. So since then, I was like, listen, man, screw all you media channels, all you people that go around behind the scenes acting like you love me and like you phone me saying how's your day going, and then you go home and you write articles slagging me off. So since then, I don't like all these media camera people. They're all tossers in my eyes, and they're all, they don't care about any of us fighters, and that's a hard lesson that I've had to learn, but I've learned it.
But I mean, we're talking about the best part of 6 months ago now. Why is it still kind of eating away at you? Because you've moved on since then. Yeah. You've changed promotional teams. Yeah. You're with MTK. Yeah. Your training teams have changed. Yeah. So why is it still eating you up? Why can't you let it go and forget about it?
Because in the back of my mind, I'm like, how about if I didn't get signed by MTK? MTK's played a massive role in getting me back to where I am. And I'm like, how about if I didn't get signed to MTK? It's through MTK that I got to deal with Frank Warren. So I'm like, how about if MTK was because before I got signed to MTK, I've said a lot of bad things about their fighters. And I'm like, MTK could have just easily said, no, Ohara Davies has said a bit too many bad things about people that are signed to us, so we're not going to sign him. But MTK, they took a risk and they took a chance. But in the back of my mind, sometimes I think, how about if they didn't? How about if they didn't? My reputation, it was tarnished, and MTK played a big role in getting me back to where I am. But if I didn't get signed by MTK, if they didn't believe in me, if they didn't believe that I was actually innocent, that could have been my boxing career done, because of what the media's done, because of how they made me look, so that they can get a few more views on their articles and get a bit more views on their videos. They're all tossers. I would abuse them at every opportunity I get. I would abuse them, and I want other fighters to look at what happened with me and to learn. Like, just look at what happened with me and learn. All these media people, they don't give a toss about any of us. Their job is to make us look bad so they can get views.
So, in that way, why would you give them the time of day then? Why would you? I mean, still after that press conference, you did still do some interviews afterwards. But if it's aggravating you that much, why not just say, do you know what? No. Because
in the interviews that they gave me, I mean, in the interviews that they were asking me to do, I knew what they wanted. They all were saying things, and they wanted me to bite. As soon as I bite and I say something a bit disrespectful, blah blah blah, then they'll get views. In every interview I've done, I was humble as hell, and that's not what they want. And I know that that's not what they want. That's why I done it. Every time that I speak to these guys, I'm gonna say the same thing. I'm gonna be humble. I'm not gonna say anything exciting, and they're not gonna get any views from me. Because you know what I mean, it's the game that they started this game, and I'm gonna win.
Yeah, but from what you're saying, how much of that responsibility-wise you take for yourself? Because you've got to take a little bit, surely, you know, regardless of whatever happened in that situation, you've got to take some sort of, like I said, responsibility for that, and not just completely blame and say it's all the media's fault. Because to a certain degree, it is right in their painting a picture that they're seeing being painted in front of them, if they like, if you like. Yeah, but in that,
even though I've played that role, I've played a bad guy role for all these years, but in that situation, I was innocent. So I would expect the media to say, listen, Ohara Davies, he's innocent. Even though I've played a bad guy role, don't kick me while I'm down, when I'm actually innocent. Just be honest. And a lot of them, they knew that I was innocent. They knew that what I said it didn't have anything to do with the whole Hillsborough thing at that time, and I'm gonna continue to say it. People think that I'm lying when I said I had never heard of Hillsborough. I had never heard of it, but then they kissed me while I was down. They kicked me out, and then they made it seem as if I got dropped. They made it seem as if Eddie Hearn dropped him, his coach dropped him, and the manager dropped him. I didn't get dropped by anyone. These people, they don't know what happened, but they're constantly writing things online. Ohara Davies got dropped. Like, I got dropped by who? I got dropped by where? Like, that's not what happened, and they're constantly putting out these things, and they're lying, making me look like I was guilty, as if I got dropped, when that's not what happened. Anyway, I just got to thank MTK that I'm back, you know, 2 seconds back, and you know, getting an MTK deal did not long after what happened. MTK got in touch, and I knew that it was the right place to be.
October 6th. This is your. Well, under Frank Warren, this is your big fight, your first big fight with Jack Catterall. It's a fight from a fan point of view that we've wanted to see for a little while, and October 6th we get to see it. Yeah,
in my eyes, everyone's saying it's a big fight, but I've been in bigger fights than this before. So,
well, the Josh Taylor fight was a big fight.
Yeah, even the Dave Matthews fight, I think that was like bigger than this fight. This is the biggest fight that Jack's had. So in my eyes, I'm like. This is, to be honest, this fight is the same as my last fight. In my eyes, like, but anytime I've been in a big fight in the past, there's always been that excitement. Yeah, I'm in a big fight. You know, talk some trash, and my attitude was a bit different. Listen, for this fight, I feel like my mindset and my attitude for this fight is cool, calm, collected, the same as it would be if I was fighting against a journeyman. I'm not saying that that's what Jack is, because this is going to be a really hard fight, and Jack's a good fighter, but. The excitement that I usually have when I've got big fights, I feel like that part of me's gone. So now I'm just training every day, fight to fight. There's no excitement anymore. I think that's a thing of the past for me, and same as any other fight. So people say it's a big fight. In my eyes, it's just a fight. A fight's a fight. Just train, fight, win, and go home.
So you talk about that kind of excitement, you being kind of pumped up for fights in the past. Does that kind of lead to, you know, in a way, to what's being put on social media by yourself? Is that like a trigger effect from that?
Yeah, because like before in the past, when I've been like, when I'm in a big fight, I'm like, wow, I'm in a big fight. I'm fighting on the TV. People are gonna watch it. Like, oh, I'm the main event. Like, oh, I've got a title fight. There's always been that excitement. Now, for a while, that excitement's been gone. For a while. The last time I was excited for a fight was when I fought Debbie Matthews. Honestly, that's the last time I was excited for a fight. On the Taylor fight, I wasn't excited. The Tom Farrell fight, I wasn't excited. Ever since I fought Debbie Matthews, I've just been like, a fight to fight. But I've been trying to act more excited. I've been trying to post a line over social media in some of the fights after my Debbie Matthews fight, trying to act as if that excitement's there. But ever since I fought Debbie Matthews, in fact, it's been a fight to me. In fact, it's been a fight. But now I'm glad that under Frank Warren, I don't need to wear a mask. I don't need to make it what it's not. I'm not being pushed to say this or say that or do this to try and sell the fight. It's like, just be yourself. Just be you. And I feel like being me, I'm happy. I'm actually happy. I'm actually happy, and I'm enjoying boxing. I'm enjoying life because I feel like I can just be me, regardless of whether that sells or not. That's not really my concern. I'm just gonna do all the talking in the ring, prepare, and give the fans a good fight.
You know, when you say I'm just being me, I think from our point of view, from people watching you, we kind of struggle at times to work out exactly what is me, because you know you've kind of said in the past that similar things to what you're saying now, but we don't really know. I suppose it's fair to say after how many fights you had and how many years you've been a pro, that we don't really know personality-wise the real Ohara Davies. Is it the one that, you know, trash talks and calls people out, and which is, there's nothing wrong in that, but there's always a way of doing that, or is it this side that we kind of seen over the last few weeks? Is that the real Ohara Davies? How are we meant to know that?
I think I've got different personalities. I think it's all about how I feel at the time. There's a film, The Man with 20 Different Personalities. Have you seen that film?
Is that the actual title of the film, or?
No.
Okay.
I think I've got a few personalities. Like some days I wake up, I feel like I want to be a little bit arrogant, but the everyday me, this is the everyday me, the humble me, you know, the chilled out, the cool, calm, collected me. That's the real me. And you can ask any of my fans that see me in the streets. Like, if I was really the arrogant person, like, when they see me on the streets, I'd be arrogant with them, but I'm not. You can ask anyone that's ever met me. I give everyone 100% of my time, of my effort, of my energy. I never think that I'm better than anyone. I never act like I'm better than anyone, regardless of what I might have said in the past on the Dave Matthews conference, regardless of things that I said then. I never think I'm better than anyone. I'm just me. But, you know, at a certain point in my boxing career, I was persuaded to say certain things, act a certain way, and that's what I've done. And I can't take back what's been said, I can't take back what I've done, but this is the real me, the humble me, and yeah.
You're a difficult person for me to explain to people what you're like kind of away from, you know.
Camera.
And I get the same thing with James DeGale, because people say to me, you know, well, what's DeGale like? Yeah. And I say, I've always gone with James DeGale. I think he's absolutely brilliant. And then I suppose they see an interview with James DeGale, not necessarily with me or with whoever, and you know, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, well, okay, James says a few things which could kind of, you know, disgruntle people, shall we say. And I think you're in that way kind of saying, people would ask me, what is Ohara Davies like? And like I said, I haven't got a bad word to say about you. I suppose they'll watch some of the things that you say and do, and then come up with their own opinion and think, well, hang on a minute. So that's...
But I don't think I've done or said anything negative or wrong or any arrogant in the past few weeks. But yeah, when I look
in the past few weeks, I thought you was going to say in your
yeah, but when I look online, people are still abusing me every day. People still abusing me. I feel like boxing fans, and I feel like they want a bad guy. They want the bad guy. They want the arrogant person. Even though they act like they hate us, they love us. That's what they want. And regardless of how I act now, they're going to say bad things about me anyway. They're always going to abuse me. They're always going to have bad things to say. They're always going to see me as a bad guy. And that's quite sad. That's quite sad, but it is what it is. It don't affect my happiness. My true people, my family, my friends, they know me for me and they love me for me. Regardless of what boxing fans say about me. Boxing fans, they're hypocrites. They go online, they write bad things about me, or how is this, or how is that. Yeah, they'll see me on the streets. And
that's not everyone though, is it?
That's the majority of them. 90% of them, 95% of them. They'll say bad things about me online, then they'll see me on the streets and act like they're my best friend. The same thing with the boxing, like the boxing media. They say bad things about me, and then they'll tell me, oh, can I get an interview? Oh, how's your day going? Oh, then they'll start acting like they're your best friend. This boxing industry is full of hypocrites. It's full of people that have got bad hearts. They're disloyal. They'll be your best friend as you're on top, but once you're not on top, they don't know you anymore. That's boxing. That's boxing. You only get a few good ones in boxing. I think you're one of the good ones. A lot of the people that I've met over at MTK are good. They got good hearts. And since what happened, it's shown me people for who they are, and their true colours of it's come out. I'll say a lot of people that they've said bad things about. When I've got to meet them, I'm like, this person isn't actually bad. He's actually good. Like Frank Warren, I've spent years as a pro hearing bad things about Frank. So even like when I first met Frank and then me and Frank was in talks through MTK, I was thinking, I've heard all these bad things about him. But since I met Frank, there's been no issues whatsoever. It's been great here. I'm actually happy. I'm not just okay. I'm actually happy, and I'm shocked. I'm thinking, I've heard my whole boxing career him hearing bad things about this man, but he's it's the total opposite. And that's what boxing does. They make the bad look good, and they make the good look bad, and that's boxing for you. So that's why it's not just about being around your friends, your family, and don't get too close to people that you meet in boxing.
Do you think that, personally for you, do you think that fans that tune in to watch you, fans that possibly will buy a ticket, buy whatever, if you're on a pay-per-view show, whatever, spending money to watch you, do you believe that those fans have a right of opinion, negative or positive? Have those fans got a right to say what they want? Yes or no?
Yeah, they do have a right to say what they want.
But there's a but.
But yeah.
Cool.
But they shouldn't. No, a lot of boxing fans, they're like sheep. One person will say, Ohara's a mug. Yeah, Ohara's a mug. Ohara's a mug. I'm like, they should have their own opinion. Don't have your opinion based on don't have your opinion based on what the other man said. Have your opinion based on what you think, based on what you've seen, based on what you've heard. But these boxing fans, they're like sheep. One person will say Ohara's a mug, next thing the whole crowd follows them. Like after my comment about the Hillsborough thing, Tony Bellew came out and said, I think he was the first one that said, that started to talk about Hillsborough. And then the whole city then they all went and they all jumped on. Yeah, it was about Hillsborough. Or because that Tony Bellew said it was about Hillsborough. These boxing fans, they're like sheep. One person says this, yeah! Have your own opinion. Stop following this man. I think that Tony Bellew, Paul Smith said something about me, and his brother said a few things about me. And everything, the whole boxing public follows them. These people, they're like sheep. I'm like, have your own opinion. Stop following these men.
Didn't Tony Bellew pull it back with something? I mean, I know he tweeted something.
Yeah, he put it back. He put it back after a few days, but it doesn't take away the fact that he's really turned all these boxing fans against me at the start, and he didn't unturn them against me. He said 10 bad things about me, and then he said maybe one okay, decent thing about me. So in my opinion,
I mean, we spoke about this before. I mean, I was one of the first ones to come and speak to you a few weeks after all this had happened. But yeah. I think the whole thing with Liverpool it was already set previous to those tweets, that tweet you sent, because of obviously the
Dave Matthews thing.
Started from the Dave Matthews thing.
We can talk about that. So in a press conference for the Dave Matthews thing, I was getting abused 24/7. Regardless, I said that they're £7 an hour cunts. That was that was wrong of me to say. That was very wrong of me to say.
I'm glad you said that, yeah.
But before I said that, look at the abuse I was getting. Look at the abuse I was getting. They were calling me this, calling me that name. After we had an interview, and I said, I've never experienced any racism in boxing. But after watching the videos back, they were calling me racist names on camera, and I could hear it. But even apart from all the racist names that I was being called, they were abusing me anyway. So I'm like, I'm only human. Just because I'm in a public eye, if you abuse me, I'm gonna get angry. But these people think if we abuse someone else in a public eye, they don't feel that emotion. We feel emotions just like anyone else, even more. I'm like, these people, they have a certain perception that because this guy's in the public, he's different. He's like God. We're not God. We're human beings. If you abuse me, I'm gonna get angry and I'm gonna abuse you back. A lot of people there, they look like they didn't have much. That's just me being honest. They were all school kids. They all looked a bit rough and stuff like that. So I'm getting abused. Next thing, I'm gonna call you guys £7 an hour cunts. Yes, that was wrong with me, but I didn't initiate I didn't initiate the negativity. It was from them. And then the racial hate on top of that, like there's no need. Like there's no need for that. There's no need for that. I'm like, the colour of a person's skin doesn't mean anything. But yeah, why I was getting abused so much, listen, I said what I said because I was getting abused. And if someone says anything bad about me now, I'm still going to get angry, and I'm still going to abuse them too. Like, if you walk down the street and someone hits me, I'm going to get angry. I'm going to want to hit them back. If I get verbally abused, I'm only human. I'm going to verbally abuse you back. So people are looking at me, Ohara, why did you call them £7 an hour cunts? Why do you do this? Why do you do that? Why don't you ask them why they abused me first? Don't put all the blame on me. Put the blame on the people that abused me first, and then use these things to single me out and to label me out as a bad guy. But I'm one of the good guys in this game. I'm one of the good guys in the game. I'm one of the honest guys in this game. All these other fighters, they're fake. All these people, they're fake. I'm one of the real ones in this game.
I'm not saying anyone in your position has to put up with anything. Listen, I'm not even going to touch on, like I said, racial abuse, because having to put up with that, absolutely not.
Yeah.
But have you kind of learned over the last few months possibly how to handle situations better or not? Because sometimes it is about just kind of maybe just before sending a tweet, and we spoke about this before sending a tweet or before doing something, just sort of taking a second down, thinking, what happens after this tweet, or what happens after I've done this? Is that come into your life or not?
It has. So, you know, when I first signed to MTK, one thing I said to them was, listen, if I do anything, because I don't want anyone to handle my social media. Like, my old manager wanted to change, like, they wanted me to get off of my social media. One thing I said to MTK is, if I do anything or if I say anything wrong over social media, just send me a text and let me know. Or if you think I'm doing too much in there, then just let me know. So there's been 1 or 2 occasions where I've said things and they've been like, listen, just be careful and be wary of what you write over social media. And I'm like, cool.
Are you saying you didn't have that before?
No, I don't. With the tweet that I got sent, I got encouraged. They said to me, call out Tommy Cole, make him bite, say anything that's gonna make him bite. I got told the total opposite. I got told, listen, abuse this guy, abuse this motherfucker, say something that's gonna make him bite. That's what I got told. But MTK, listen, just be careful with how you tweet, be very, before you tweet, think. I'm not getting told what to say. My social media is not run by anyone. It's not run by anyone at all. So, you know, even Francis Warren, he phoned me one time, or he sent me a text one time, something that I said in an interview that was wrong. He was like, listen, like, you can't say things like that in your interviews. And, you know, so if I say anything wrong, then they let me know. It was in the past, you know, the people I was talking to before, they were like, we want you off of your social media. Don't go in there. Don't go on there. But now I'm just happy. If I do anything wrong, then they'll give me a phone call, send me a text. Listen, you said this, that's a bit wrong. You can't do things like that. You can't say things like that. And then I'm like, cool, I understand. They treat me like a decent human being. Whereas in the past, other people, they wanted me to completely come off my social media. But when you look at it, because of my social media, I am who I am. I had 18 fights as an amateur. I didn't win the ABAs. I didn't win anything major. As an amateur, I didn't do anything big. 18 fights. I'm so inexperienced, even up till now. So now you look at my pro boxing career. Within 15, I had my first and my second fight on small horse shows. But now look at me. In fight number 15, fight number 16, I headlined. I fought Scarpa for the WBC silver. I fought Taylor. I headlined on Channel 5, and I fought in other big fights. How have I done it in such a short space of time, at such an inexperienced amateur boxing career? Because of how I've been acting on social media, and that's helped me as a pro. So I can't come off it when, because of my social media, I am who I am.
I know you probably would have seen Tara McKenna's clip from Glasgow over the weekend. Yeah, what did you make of it?
I didn't see it, but I saw the title. He was like, fuck Ohara Davies, after Catterall demolishes him, I'll fight him. Listen, I'm going to win this next fight for you. I'm actually going to win this next fight. But listen, after I beat Catterall, it's Tara McKenna wants it. He's like a little fly on the wall. He's been calling me out for all these years. And I don't know who this guy is. I'd never heard of him at that time. I had never heard of him. I don't know who he is. And he's been calling me out for all these years. I'm not sure why. I've never abused him. I've never said anything bad about him. I don't know much about him. Like, other fighters in the past, I've abused them. I've actually gone online. I've gone back and forth with them. But this Tyrone McCann, I've never gone back and forth with him. And I don't know why he hates me so much. But I said after the capture fight, if he wants it, I don't mind beating him, and I will knock him out. I will knock him out. But so if he wants it after this fight, listen, we can fight. And
it's an easy fight to make, isn't it? I mean, both of them.
Easy fight to make, easy fight to win. Easy fight to make, easy fight to win. I saw the few rounds of the capture fight. Listen, man, Tyrone McKenna's a bum. Really and truly, he's a bum. Who's he beat? What titles has he won? If he's ever had one. He's trying to build his boxing career off of going over social media and calling people out. It's like a Dave Allen. You see Dave Allen? He ain't won anything major, but he's got all the followers that he's got, and how known he is by being a personality online. These guys ain't beat anyone good. They've never done anything good in this game. Never won any belts, any titles, and Tyrone McKenna is the same thing. A boxing career cannot be built purely over social media. With me, I'm who I am because of how I've been acting on over social media. But I've won fights. I've won belts. I've won titles. So even though people can say I'm a bit of a cunt, yeah, I'm a bit of this, I'm a bit arrogant, I've won fights. I've given you guys good fights. You know, you saw that right hand in my last fight, out cold. All these fights in, I'm still giving you guys exciting fights. And that's the thing about me, I'm an exciting fighter. I am more exciting in the ring than I am outside the ring. A lot of these guys in the ring, they're bums inside the ring. They're not exciting at all. But yet they'll come outside the ring and they'll be tweeting and they'll be trying to, and they're characters. A character doesn't sell fights. A character doesn't win fights. Boxing wins fights. All these people like Dave Allen, you know, he's said a few negative things about me over social media. I'm looking at this guy, I'm like, what have you actually done in the ring? Like, you go on Babe Station every day, and like, you go on Babe Station and people know you because you're a character and you're so loved and they want you to win. Like, nah, boxing's not about being loved. Boxing's about winning fights. No matter how many people want you to win a fight, that's not going to win you a fight. You going online or you going and inviting fans out to your fight, you're giving away a few free tickets. That don't win you no fights. That don't win you no fights. And no matter how many negative things they say about me on the tail of the feet, I've won fights before and after him. And all these guys that are saying bad things about me, there ain't none of them that's done what I've done in this game in a short space of time, in a limited amateur boxing career. 18 fights as an amateur. Who else can say that they've had 18 fights as an amateur, started their boxing career, fighting on small horse shows, go into every fight, get booed into every fight, and done what I've done. Get thrown under the bus and get back up, and still get back up there. There ain't no one that's done what I've done. People like Anthony Young, he's only had about 12 fights as an amateur. 12 fights. He's had less fights than I've had. Yeah, people spend the whole boxing career trying to say bad things about people like him, saying, why hasn't he fought for the world title yet? Why hasn't he done this? Why hasn't he done that? I'm like, the guy's had 12 fights as an amateur. And these boxing fans, it's like they constantly abuse people that are doing their thing. Do you know what it is? Because they're jealous. Boxing fans, they're jealous. I was with Anthony the other day. I know that I'm going off subject now, but I can just talk, right? And he had only 12 fights as an amateur. He turned pro. Yes, he hasn't fought anyone amazing yet, but this guy only had 12 fights as an amateur. Allow the guy to get some experience. But boxing fans, they want to see people like us go in there and get beat. That's what they want. And they're not satisfied until they see us go in there and get beat. And then after you get beat, they want to see you get beat again. And that's why these boxing fans, they're jealous. And, you know, talking about Anthony, it's like people are jealous of him. People are like, how is he, you know, he's only had a few fights as an amateur. He turned pro, he's only had a few fights and he's known. He's got this deal and that deal. He's got sponsors, he's this, he's that, he's on adverts. Boxers, they're jealous. Boxing fans, they're so jealous because they're fighting and getting paid like £500 or £600 a fight. And people like him might be fighting and getting £5,000 or £6,000 a fight, or £10,000, £15,000, £20,000 a fight. And they're jealous. This boxing industry is full of jealous people.
From the MTK show on Friday night in Glasgow, Dara Foley and Chris Jenkins fought.
He's another guy. He's been calling me out. I don't know who this guy is. What's the name? Darren?
Dara Foley.
Dara Foley. I've never heard of him. Anyone heard of him? Dara Foley. No one. Like, who's heard this guy? He's been calling me out for like a few months now. And the first time that I got called out by him, I'm like, who's this guy? So I've never really responded to him. I don't know who this guy is. Like, he's been calling me out all this time. I don't know what I've done to him. I've never mentioned his name. This guy's unknown. But if he wants to, he's another one that can get it after this fight. After this fight is out of, what's the name? Dara Foley. Yeah. Out of Dara Foley and Tyrone McKenna. I think they're the only two that have been calling me out every day. But like, they live off calling me out. Every day, they wake up and they like, one negative thing can I say about Ohara Davies this day. It's like, that's their mindset. I'm just like, Dara Foley, he fought Chris Jenkins in his last fight. He got a draw. Listen, fight the guy again and get a win. And then you might be in a decent place to fight me. But at the moment, like, no one knows who he is. He ain't beat anyone good. Like, what have you won in this game? Like, the guy's a bum.
How long before you think you're starting to chase world title shots?
Hopefully after this next fight.
After this next fight.
After this next fight, I'll be in line to fight for a world title. I hope. But to be honest, I just want to fight. A fight's a fight. I'm not really too concerned about what title I'm fighting for, or if I am fighting for a title. I'm a boxer. A fight's a fight. A fight's a fight, and that's the main concern for me. As long as I get fights, that's it.
Okay. So, you've already done your run this morning. You're training back here tonight at
8 p.m.
8 o'clock. For people that don't know, this is actually where I met you first?
That's where we met. Essex Fight Academy. Let's get Mark on the thing. Mark's my good friend.
Okay.
Mark's one of the people that helped run this gym, and Mark's a good man. Mark's one of the good guys in this game. Mark's one of the good guys in this game. So yeah.
One of the very few people you like in boxing, basically.
100%. But before I started to train there, Mark, he gave me a phone call. Like, yeah, come up Essex Fight Academy. And I came in, I saw the gym. Listen, this gym is an amazing gym. It's got a good vibe, it's got a good energy. It's got 2 good boxing rings. It's got another good thing out there, another good room out there. So Essex Fight Academy is in Loughton. It's in Loughton, right?
Loughton, yeah.
And this is where I'm based for this camp. So I'm training here.
Okay. Did you do an interview with Tyson Fury as well?
No. Not here with Fury. I interviewed here with you and Arj, wasn't it?
Yeah, my first ever interview.
That was before you turned pro, so that was about, you know the year of that?
About 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
Like I'm saying, iFilm's always been there from the start. iFilm's always been there, even before.
Yeah, the fact that you call it iFilm as well, because that's like the old school name as well.
See, like, when you think of iFilm, people always think like, oh, iFilms, you know, they've gone big time and they only interview the top fighters. Like, no, that's what I like about iFilm. iFilm, they interview everyone. They give everyone a chance. They put everyone on the platform. And they don't slag anyone off. iFilm don't try to make anyone look bad so they can get
No, we just get the fighters to slag each other off, but that's, people know that anyway.
Yeah.
But that's all part of the game. But
you don't make anyone look worse than they actually are.
No, look, listen, for fighters to be talking however way they see fit against another fighter, that's fine, but no, the objective is not to make someone look bad. Absolutely not.
And I mentioned
people
this
know that.
in the last interview we had. I mentioned this. There was a few times where I've done a few interviews, and then you phone me after and be like, listen, I'm not going to put it up because it's going to make you look a bit too bad.
Well, what I did in Brentwood with you was horrific.
Yeah.
So
other boxing channels, listen, they'll be so fast to go online and put it online. Listen, they'll be online the next 5 minutes. But that's what I like about IFL. IFL, they care about the fighters and their well-being. That's why I always have time for IFL.
I knew when you were doing that interview, like literally after 3 minutes, this ain't going up. And it's not because I know it would have got loads of hits.
Yeah.
I know it would have got loads of hits. But that would have been like me hanging you out to dry. That's the way if I'd put that out, because that would have been my brand head, like thinking this is a great video for the channel, going ahead of actually what's best for you. So
would it been like throwing me under the bus?
I may have thrown you under the bus for that one, which I didn't do. Quick word from yourself, sir.
Yeah, Ohara's been here. I've known Ohara for quite a while. Him and his team have come here recently, and it's been great for the gym to have a sort of a bona fide pro working towards world titles and big fights. It's brought a massive buzz to individuals, kids, women, all from all different levels of boxing. Is really improved it. And I think just on Ohara himself, I think he is a bit misunderstood, but that's not his problem, I don't think. everyone can form an opinion themselves. But when you actually meet him, and actually, have just a general conversation with him, he's not the bad guy that people are trying to paint him to be. And, we are here to support him. He's got access to this gym to prepare for his fight against Catterall. He's going to get some exclusive sort of shut-off gym access as well, which is going to be important for him. And we're looking forward to working with him in the coming future.
So has there been kind of a little move about in your training team?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk a little bit about that? People kind of know?
After what happened with the Hillsborough thing and I got thrown under the bus, started training with MSP boxing.
Jump up.
And
Cheers,
Carlos Moreno was also in the team, but now things happened, so it's just me and MSP boxing. He'll have his pro license in time for October the 6th. And a lot of people look at me and they say, why didn't you go to this coach who's known, that coach who's known? But me and him have been doing our thing for years. Even while I was with Sims, me and him we done our thing on the side for years. And I feel like it's not about having a coach that's known. It's about having a coach that understands you and your fighting style. And like everyone saw my last fight and the fight before that, I'm in the best shape that I've ever been in. Even now, I'm in the best shape that I've ever been in. And I've got a good team around me. And also, I've known him for years. So I know that I'm around my friends and my family now, rather than being around people that I don't really know too well. That don't have my best interests at heart. And so.
You want to introduce yourself, sir?
My name is Miguel, go by MSB Boxing. That's all I can say. I don't really say much.
He's not really talk much on camera.
I don't talk much.
He don't really talk much.
You look very, very young.
I am.
How young is you?
18. No, I'm joking. I'm kidding.
What?
No.
If you left it there,
No, I'm
no, it's not a bad thing. You look
I'm
young.
joking. I just turned 29 on Friday.
Okay. You're going to look well when you're like 60 or 70 years old. Don't worry about that.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Ain't a bad thing.
I try.
So just, I know you don't really want to say too much, but just talk to me a little bit about what the relationship is like with Ohara and how it is to kind of deal with him on a daily basis.
As I said before, I'm not someone that just randomly started training them. One, I've known them for years, over maybe about over 10 years.
Yeah, way over 10 years.
Way over 10, 16 years I think.
Yeah.
16 years, I can't remember, that's how long it's been. But prior to that, I think about 5-6 years before, we used to just work behind the scenes on a lot of stuff. Me, him and his older brother, when he was at the Sims, we used to just work on stuff that he felt like he needed working on. And then eventually, obviously, after everything that happened, it only made sense to carry on with me and his older brother to carry on training. So that's how it come about.
Yeah, like before, I didn't feel like I was getting I felt like I was getting the attention that I wanted, that I needed. So we always done our things behind the scenes, and that's what's helped me get through. I'll do my things at a match with him in the morning, in the evening, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday evening. I train with him and my brother in Carlos's gym in Dalston, and we done our thing. So after what happened, it was a no-brainer. Everyone was like, "Oh, go to try this coach, try that coach." I was like, "But you guys don't know that I've been here most times. Everything that I've learned has been with these guys who don't have a pro boxing license." I'm like, a badge doesn't make someone a boxing coach. Understanding the boxing game, understanding the fight game, and regardless of how long you've been in this boxing game, you could be in this boxing game for 2 to 3 years and understand more about boxing than someone's been in the game for 5 to 10 years. So I know I'm in the right place. Just like everyone saw my last fight, you're going to see more of that.
What did you, just off subject here, what did you make of Billy Joe Saunders throwing a chicken at Deontay Wilder? Is that something you would have done?
That was funny as hell. You know what, that's one thing I love about Billy Joe, you know.
Yeah.
That's one thing I like. That's one thing I love about Billy Joe. Like Billy Joe's real. He's him. Like, we're fighters. Everyone has that kid in them. Everyone has that that immaturity in them. But so many other fighters are like, "Nah, I wouldn't do certain things because it's gonna make me look bad in the media. It's gonna make me look bad in the press." And fighters are too concerned with their image, so they don't be themselves. And I like people like Billy Joe because he just being himself. I would have done the same thing, because I don't care how people see me, how they perceive me. I just want to be me, and I found that funny as hell. I watched that clip about 15 times. I was laughing because that's something that I would do. and I love it. I think that he's he's a good fighter and a character, and boxing needs more people like him.
All right, well, they sorted it out anyway because we saw them kind of squash whatever it was after the fight.
But think about that chicken. He looked fresh as well. It's like he wasn't even eaten. He looked fresh. Like I'm thinking, like at least have a little bite out of it. At least have a bite
allegedly a lemon and herbs. So, let's see. All right, well, listen, Ohara, this has been quite a long one today, so I appreciate your time. By the way, that was you obviously know there was no one on the phone earlier.
Really?
Did you think there was?
I thought there was.
No. I don't want to get anyone in trouble, but obviously I'm trying to win my bet, so I have to try something. So far you're winning that, you're winning that, but there's still, what, 5 weeks to go?
150 going to the Winnie's Mills Foundation. You know, they're doing a good thing.
I'll nominate my one in the next week or so.
Alright.
So, we'll see who comes out on top of that. You've still got 5 weeks though to keep your mouth shut about. Just to clarify out there, because I saw you tweeted the Tyron McKenna video yesterday, and someone said, "Oh, don't you know him?" No, it's if anything you say negative about specifically Jack, no one else. Because you've called about 8 people bums on here today. Yeah. So it's about Jack Catterall. So it's about Jack Catterall. That's the bet. All
Let's do it.
Okay. Kugan Cassius here with Ohara Davies, MSB Boxing. Thank you very much to Essex Fight Academy as well. And we'll catch up soon.
100%.
Thank you very much.
Peace.